Hello everyone, this is Fantastic Worlds, welcoming you back to Lovecraft Country and another Let's Try Shadows of Forbidden Gods again. Yes, turns out I liked the game so much after I downloaded the demo that I bought the full early access. And if you know anything about me on this channel, I do not trust early access usually because there's so many people who kind of, disappear during the development process, whatever money they managed to get with an asset turnaround, but this developer really has impressed me. So far, I have yet to come across a single bug, which I can't say about Cultist Simulator, which is the other game I'm obsessed with. And since I have become obsessed with this, the odds that we'll see this in an expanded fashion when the final build is completed is quite probable. And by that time, I'm hoping to have a tips and tricks series about the different methods by which you can win the game, because there are multiple ways to do so. Now, if you didn't see my previous episode on Shadows of Forbidden Gods, it is a turn-based strategy game in which you play a small cult devoted to rising up a Lovecraftian god within a high fantasy Tolkien-like world in order to destroy it. So we're playing the bad guys yet again, but the really thing about it is that there are a lot of different options and methods and assets you can do so, and the heroes also have access to an incredible library of potential actions too, so it becomes really unpredictable how any game will go. But in this case, let's dive in and I'll show you. And this time around, I played a little bit with it, so I have a generally better idea of how the game operates, but let's give it a try. So we'll start a new game, and we'll be doing She Who Feasts again, because you do have to do this god. See, you do have to do this god in order to unlock any of the others. So it's kind of your trainer wheels, so to speak. There you go. My name was just added. We'll deal with them and go through, but it is an elder god who essentially is the Midgard serpent, or Tiamat if you know your ancient mythology, and she is a god worm that shall rise up and devour the world at its appointed time. This is supposedly its appointed time, and therefore she'll devour the world, journey forth to lay her brood, dooming other worlds to be consumed by her offspring after she has laid dormant for millions of years, waiting for just this moment. Now, she has a wide range of powers for different gameplay styles, a good starting point. She has 9 seals. When they break open, she will appear on the board as an army, and of course, if she gets killed, because she starts relatively weak, she dies. But hopefully by that time, your collection of lunatics and dark power dabblers will have destabilized the world sufficiently to prevent that from happening. Now, when I do my tips and tricks series, it's like I said, after a very long time of learning from failure, you're going to get to see some of my learning from failure here, because I've just started true. But yeah, we're going to select her. She has powers, the spread of shadow. That's going to be the primary focus of this game, is the spread of shadow, which is the corruption of the world by the cultists to, be able to make the people succumb to her will and wait passively to be consumed. Now, when she awakens, she comes off as a vast god worm the size of a small city, and she will grow every turn and become more powerful. Unfortunately, the humans, if they gang up her right away, can probably kill her easily. That's one of the things, hang on these less serious ones, I tend to, the ones that aren't, have to worry about getting shot at constantly, like Control, I tend to go with coffee. All right, so basic strategy. Take control of central place cities, infiltrate them, and shadow them. Spread shadow view as well as shadow lets you spread across entire continents. Most powerful nations can turn to a dark empire, but the monarch agent and command her forces to invade other shadowed nations to form a powerful fighting force. So, yeah, we're going to do some empire building. So, select. Now, world size. Now, this is the standard one. This is the same map, custom seeds, by the way, 0, 1, and 2. 0 is the same map as the tutorial, so we'll be starting there. Difficulty, easy, normal, hard, or hard. Really, I should be doing easier just to get a better idea of what I'm doing. But, rule, each point difficulty above 0 adds a 10% multiplier to every value change. In other words, it becomes harder to do certain actions. And, of course, is the size of the world. Make it smaller or bigger, makes different whether or not that's. Now, how many cities you get, places you get to work with. Now, you can just hit start here, but you go to advanced option. Turn limit. The game ends in defeat if your god reaches this turn limit, 500 turns. Orcs will spawn to harass invading nations. Yeah, we want orcs. If on, deep one cults will automatically appear in coastal regions. Cool, I like deep ones. Alliance. Human is vulnerable. Alliance can be shadowed and infiltrated. Humanity's last stand. Alliance automatically purges shadow and infiltration. This is the most difficult one, in which once the Alliance does so, we can't get any access to shadow or infiltration to any of their places, so all we can do is destroy them, which is kind of harder than it takes, because humans are really good at building armies. But yeah, we can also do no Alliance, and Let's go with the standard right now. Now, if I really need to, put the training wheels on, I'll come back here and drop the Alliance ability, or make it in Shadowed Infiltrated for another LT. Some of you guys want to see it. But for the moment, we'll go for standard. Mid-challenge events, basically every now and then when we're doing a challenge, it'll say, well, this happens, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to take a penalty? Are you going to take longer? Whatever. Enter turn and mood events with that as well. Map generation. Shuffle random seed after map generation before turn 1. Essentially, we could take the standard map and have it do so. Pangea will be a single landmass with no islands. And the chosen one can call conclaves to access powerful abilities. We're taking it off for the moment. But if I want to increase in difficulty, what happens is the conclaves are kind of like the Fellowship of the Ring when it really chills at Elrond's place and decides what they can do about the ring. But let's get started. Now, as before, okay, we're going to take off the hints this time, because I like enough of it. As before, this is the basic map we're dealing with. What we want to do is get a good idea of where we want to do of the world before we decide to mess with it. Now, first things first, yeah, that is, as you can see, Lightbringer Kraz Matronet. Now, this is her hometown in the village, which is kind of important because they will have better access to, be received better in their own hometown. Now, she's the chosen one, a Lightbringer Mediator, and she has command +1. In other words, she has +1 to command, which is now 7, which means she can have some really big, beefy bodyguards. And Mediator, 3 per turn when performing challenges with Discord. In other words, attempting to, she has bonuses if she's attempting to restore order to the world. The Lightbringer has bonuses if she attempts to ban a shadow. And the chosen one means the hero on the prophecy towards banishing evil. They will automatically do so. Now, it is possible, of course, to kill the chosen one, but the gods of light just turn around and pop somebody else on the head. So really, it's not much more than a delaying tactic. But this is her civilization here. Now, you also have maps, by the way, masks, as it were. Now, this tells her how big her freaking nation is. So yeah, she has the most powerful nation. She is, second after the Queendom of Sindion. And she's got a whole bunch of buffer states here and there. Now, some unclaimed areas. There's a convent, which is apparently, I guess, independent. There's some orc hordes, as you can see, which can fight among each other and otherwise, as well as others up here too, and they will continue to spread so long as there are ruins to do so. Now, of course, we have the Elder Tomb, which is our location. This area, of course, is where the god will emerge from and begin devouring the world. Now, they'll be under our control. Essentially, that is us, so technically we're under our own control, and it can move about as they will, but the plan is to attain victory. Yeah, one of the things you can do, by the way, is you can completely miss some of this stuff that's pop-up if you're not paying attention. Yeah, world panic is how concerned the world is with the phenomenon they've seen. They require awareness to understand the world's a dark god. It is a world of dark god, but they still fear if they see cities burned, shadows spreading across the world, or feel the presence of greater beings return. They increase humanity become more desperate. The chosen one allies will start raising awareness to combat you, and humans, however, will take desperate actions to stop the threat. They'll come after us. Right, hero max level 3, 10% of heroes can explore ruins, 15 will start funding heroes, chosen one can call conclaves, 25%, yeah, 80% the chosen one can fulfill the prophecy. So basically the world panic at 80% can fulfill the prophecy and end us. Yeah, so this is where we're at, we're at 0, but victory. Now we have 80 human settlements, we need 80 points to win. If we have a Dark Empire, every settlement is worth 2 points towards the 80. The Enshadowed Insane Rulers are 2 points per, but just Insane or Enshadowed, there's only 1.75 for Insane and 1 for Enshadowed. Enshadowed's cool because they start, doing things like funding you, and if you blow up settlements, it's 2 points apiece. So we got a bunch of different ways we can do this and a bunch of different tactics. Now, one of the things you have to understand is that you'll be looking at what's called challenges constantly. These are things you can do, like, say you are gonna raid the periphery, you can basically start raiding the exterior farming villages and starving the cities that depend on them. You can bribe guards to lower security. You can infiltrate the places, what we're doing a lot, by the way. You can kill people just by walking up and whacking them. Kind of point out, by the way, if we're looking at our dude, we have profile and menace. Profile is whether they can see us, to how far they can see us, and menace is how dangerous they think of us. Now, we're just some anonymous dude in a robe right now, so before we've done anything, we're absolutely not a threat to anyone. Just, a little odd. And you can see our supplicant is a decent character to start with. We have Might 2, Lore 2, Intrigue 4, and Command 3. Intrigue is how quickly we infiltrate places and do sneaky things. Command is us telling people what to do. It kind of determines how many minions we have, and some challenges are based off of Command. Lore is how we do magic stuff, and Might is how well we fight. So you can see he's just kind of a dude who knows a lot and people listen to occasionally. So, but what we need to do is, you see this gold star here, is we need to determine his new traits. Now, he can either be a conduit, which means whoever completed a shadow challenge gain 2 power. That's 2 power to the god. Dying light when in human settlement, increase shadow by 1%. Martyr for the dock. If killed in human settlement, all points of interest become infiltrated. Now, this requires him to die. I'm not taking it. Conduit is, I don't shadow terribly a lot with this one in particular, so we have the dying of the light, which basically means anywhere we stay goes +1 to shadow. And shadow is good because it basically, once shadow rulers become corrupted by shadow, they just sit on their thrones and wait to die, wait to be consumed, because they're overwhelmed by the mind of the serpent god, the designated destroyer of all things. Now, one of the other things we want to check, by the way, is international diplomacy, because as you can see, there's a war brewing right in front of us. You see, one of the first things you want to think of, possibly, or tactics and such, if I do this, the friendly enemy, is to just start, you know, taking over the area around the tomb. It makes sense. You make a buffer zone around the tomb. Only problem is, this place goes to war in the basic setting, and it's a pretty big place down here doing so, the Queendom of Seance. In fact, the Queendom is a potential good starting point for making a Dark Empire, because you see it's got this bunch of place over here and it has buffer states, but it will start becoming engaged in a war. Now, one of the things you can do, by the way, is at any point you can check to see the nature of the leaders. And sometimes they'll have particular traits, like they like cruelty or likes madness. That's great, kid. You're nuts. All right. The heir, by the way, is who, of course, takes over if you kill the ruler. Makes sense, doesn't it? And we have to decide if we're going to go that. Now, there's other strategies, of course, too. You notice the orcs are over here, and we can actually start supporting the orcs in their attempt to cause trouble. Now, the problem with the orcs is they're rather weak compared to human armies. I've sat here a couple of times and just watched this small kingdom kick their ass, because if you look, you can always tell, yeah, when this game, you get used to just looking everywhere, everything. That's 93 hit points. Let's find a basic horde. That's an orc upstart. These places have, let's see, the horde here has a defense of 50. Now the numbers are comparable, which means that, yeah, 50. This guy can walk in and basically murk either of these two, and it's going to be one of his first functions. The Kingdom of Mincent has the orcs on their front step. So it is theoretically possible you can start increasing the Orc Empire. I may do that a bit with one of the characters I've been playing with, because there's a lot of characters that you can create, some of which are, you know, non-remarkable, and some of which are unique. Now, again, the other way we can do this is we can try to mess with the Lightbringer's own place. I mean, the place that the Lightbringer chosen one is going to have the best influence in is her own home city, home country, and it's huge. So the question becomes, where exactly do we start what? For example, do we go for the offensive, or we start building up our defensive? Now, I've done a little bit here and there, but I have yet to really get to it. So what we want to do is we want to figure out our strategies and then work towards them. Now, again, this war will start happening here rather quickly. Ooh, that's swamp, isn't it? Okay. Anyways, so do we want to mess with these little states here? Do we want to start messing in the center, so there'd be that? Or do we want to completely mess with the Lightbringer over here? Now, the problem is the Lightbringer with those spikes means she's fully aware, which means if she notices anything that's going on around us, around her, she'll just come over there and murk them to death. So, let's see, the Kingdom of Uns. That's her hometown. Now, one of the things you'll notice, by the way, population, food. Okay, we've got decent amount of food coming in from the villages and such. Security is how hard it is to infiltrate, and that's incredibly difficult. Treasury is how much cash they have. Defense is, of course, their passive defense before they're destroyed. Prosperity, ability. Yeah, this place is just awesome to live in, by the way. It's like the best place ever. But we have this, let's see, the city has a defense of 5. You see, as you can see, the security settings, 5 there, 1 here on the basic towns, 5 on the cities. That's pretty common. Like if you go over here, for example, if we look at the places where we want to go for the possible Dark Empire, they're the same. So again, we have to decide what the priority is here. One of the things we can possibly do is start messing with up here. Now, anywhere we go and we start making shadow, by the way, we'll be getting the heroes onto us. We can also make plague, we can make madness, and wherever we cause fires, the heroes will show up. Now, we can actually tell where all the heroes are, by the way. this is how many heroes we have to deal with. And keep in mind, the number of agents we have is going to max out at... Well, the Orc Upstart technically isn't one of our enemies, but not a help at the moment either. And all of these people will become aware eventually and decide that it's time to kill us. Like, for example, there's Mage. There's the Lightbringer, for example. Everybody else, yep, there's somebody up there. You can find them and see what they're doing, by the way. Essentially, that's the god just peering into the world. So there's a lot of information in this. For example, point of interest finder. Holy sites, ancient ruins, libraries, markets, sewers, docks, things, coven of witches. Those are actually quite useful in primal font. Farming communities, you see, a whole bunch of anything you want to know. Catacombs. The catacombs are important because that's where death concentrates. And some magic. We have a whole thing of necromancy, death magic. Arcane secrets are ones we can learn in order to learn magic, but once you start messing with magic, the other side does too. There's death to see where, casualties occurring. There's already a battle in the ruins, for example. Geometric locus is where you geomancy magic. Human souls are where, guys who died. Lingering resentment, orcish industry. Here, obviously, oh god, you people are lazy. Plague immunity. Don't because these political agitation, unrest, wandering manticore. That's an interesting one. The Wandering Manticore, who, if you perform the mission, here we are, we get 60, but it's a danger of 5. So, we get +1 might and +1 command. You see, this is just how freaking crazy this game is, why I love it so much. Wandering Ogre. We can find the Wandering Ogre. Yep, these are where the Primal Font. Now, the Wandering Ogre is a great companion to have, but, you don't really infiltrate cities very well with him in it. Your menace shoots up fast. So, I'd only get them if they are doing a martial conflict, which you can wait for later. You see infiltration, shows we haven't infiltrated. And international diplomacy, again, like I said, these people are fighting the queendom. Seriously? This queendom fighting that one? Yeah. You get an idea of where your friends are. Basically, these two kingdoms are our biggest issues. Now, one of the things I'm considering is trying to go in and start to merc with the kingdom of Ifluis, because that will start allowing us to move Shadow into here. And that actually will think where I'm going to start here. Like I said, this isn't a tip and tricks a game. So now the question is, do we want to rock over here the Primal Fun and get a temp boost? And I don't think so, simply because it's going to take like 5 or 6 shots to do so and not the time on doing something else. Now, speaking of which, why the supplement's going to have to walk over here, we can, you notice, have 1 slot open for an agent here, 1 of 2 agents. So create an agent. Now, which agents we want is going to be the Hierophant. Now, this one is essentially a priest of the dark god, like where most religions both offer hope, afterlife worth having, and a set of virtues to cling to, regardless of how hypocritical the worshippers might be. This dark cult seemed to forgo these, clinging instead to madness and ecstatic despair, a glee at seeing the world end without any thought after what became after. QAnon. Anyways, the cult is spread by Hierophants who speak blasphemous gospel. They are highly skilled in intrigue challenges and can serve well in inflate locations. They also inflate the rulers' opinions, making them more warlike and cause disagreements that lead to civil war. Civil war is something that we want. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to pop them over here in this kingdom. And by the way, I can use the math here. The kingdom of Ifluis. So I'm going to send them into the village, simply because this is going to allow us to start connected to a lot of different places. And once we get shadows started in one place or another, it will start to spread. So we'll set him here with the Baroness of Rent Balatitz. So, and what we're going to do is we have to decide where we want to boost him. Control, we can bite any one of his basic abilities by 1. Now, intrigue is the obvious one, because that will allow us to infiltrate the villages much faster. But the problem is that one of his abilities is very important. The preach ones are based on lore, insanely enough, despite it being one of his lowest stats. So if we want to start messing with people's heads and we're willing to take a little longer to infiltrate, we can choose lore. Now, I'm probably going to go with the lore just because I want to start seeing what I haven't played with the prosperity gospels that he's using, as it were. And he'll begin infiltrating the farming community, and we'll take our other agent and we will move towards this village, attempting to infiltrate it. Now, one of the reasons we want to infiltrate the village is that we infiltrate villages around here with our cult, then the kingdom, the city's security will drop as well. So we'll get him, we'll drop him into this village. And what we're going to do is we're going to move the clock. Now, as we move the clock, things happen. You'll notice that he, for example, has put 3 points. There you go. 3 points into 75. So he has 24 turns left before he's finished the village. So now you notice our guy over there, if you can see him moving point to point, you see point 6, turn 7. It informs me when he gets there. So therefore, I can start with him infiltrating that farming community. And he'll take, because he's got a higher infiltrate. I mean, sorry, intrigue, he'll do it faster. Okay, so we just get to here. Now, I think it's Hierophant Dion Zixdak has encountered a group of restless spirits. These spirits will attempt to sap the life energy of our pond. It can be used to avoid it or use a distraction. Okay, so we can lose 2 hit points and reduce our profile. Our profile, as you can see over here, nicely saying, is 0. So we'll just bypass them to lose 5 challenge. Now, the Lightbringer Crass matron is now aware. This is, of course, the chosen one. She'll start telling people that we exist. And all the problems we're about to start are not just random chance. Eyes in the Shadow boosts the infiltration on location. Now, this is really good. What it does is it allows us to instantly infiltrate a point. Now, we can, for example, try to use its power against one of the cities, but there's 3 places to infiltrate, the City Palace always being the last one, and the other 2 will, one of the other 2 will open up, same with the kingdom here. Now, the thing is, we want to get into this kingdom with a security of 8, so just having this particular scenario where we have a library of the vast sewers open, that's because if we actually will bring us closer to when we can get the city itself under our control and thus the entire nation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use power while Eyes in the Shadow, and boom, that library is infiltrated, which is good if we want to use magic because it allows us to access the learn arcane secret if we want to use magic, and one of our magic using characters, which is the warlock primarily. And yeah, it's an option, but it does actually help us move along. If we let the power go up, we can increase the infiltration a bit. Yeah, the beginning of the game is going to be kind of less than exciting because all we're doing here, okay, supplicants encounter a group of skeletal warriors, organize the most undead pawns. They attack in discerning silence, are both unrelenting and uncaring in their afterlife. We can undo and refrain from the kills our agent has committed. Now again, that will reduce lose 3 hit points, being whacked up them, basically running the guards going, oh help, help, help. But we don't have any anyways, so we'll just avoid them. Alright. Okay, so yeah, I was saying this kingdom, by the way, this is go-to, Elijah gets there, has declared war on this kingdom. You can see the red. Now that's just gonna happen. He's basically gonna slaughter the orcs and push them back for us. Now, of course, it keeps him distracted. This army, of course, being rather large, is now recruiting even more. Alright, so you can see the world, people just keep walking around. Hierophant Dion exists and groups a group of curious nobles. Some of the local elite have sought our pawn out and willing to assist, but they could wait to see a true nature of one they're supporting first. Now, we can increase our challenge by 10 and gain 5 profile, or lose 5 challenge. Now, of course, once we start getting profile, we'll start getting noticed, and after a certain point, we can't lower our profile any further. So, the thing is, I'm going to do this, however, simply to move us around a little faster, since he's not moving that quickly. And yeah, that'll take 2 turns off. In the meantime, to keep a check on an eye, because you get a 3rd agent soon, and of course that will be important. Now, of course, we've had somebody move into our place, the Horde. The Horde is now attacking the army of Mincerant. I don't know where they are, but, you know, good luck, guys. You've got 11 units. Yeah, you're not going to last long. Okay, this is the king of the Lightbringers house. I mean, home country. All right. And we gain Fleeting Servant. Given location as distraction, here will be the threat with 30 profile and 50 menace, and engage in a short quest to defeat it, wasting time, basically a distraction. As you can see, yeah, you can see that these guys, oh yeah, you guys are dead. 117, yeah. I don't know what you were planning to actually contribute to this point here, but yeah, Orc Army plex for 2, Army returns with 10. Yeah, you're not getting anywhere with that. It's one of the reasons why I find Orcs are more amusing than effective. But alright, Hierophant Dion Zigus incompletes infiltrating farming community. Shadow will spread faster, normal rate to infiltrate locations the cult welcomes the darkness in. New faces join the harvest, telling tales that travel from afar and followed by new faith are unheard of in the farming community, while the locals are reserved and cautious, and newcomers are generous and waving polite. Yes, the nice people usually have more to that. Now, here's the thing. I can take 15 turns to cause the ruler to decrease their estimation and ambition and make them more cowardly. I can make them more violent. I can basically cause them to increase their ambition to make them less prone to taking ambition actions, such as invading, make more prone to taking ambition actions, invading their neighbors, increasing territory, rebelling against sovereign. I kind of want to take this person right here, this Baroness, who likes combat already, and then have them become ambitious, so therefore they may turn against their own ruler, and civil wars can be good for us. Now, by doing this, I'm essentially trying to make the king disrupt this kingdom as opposed to control it. So we've kind of locked into a certain station, and we now have the 3rd agent possibility. Now, one of the other ones we can use here, all right, great agent, Courtier can be fast in getting some of the intrigue done on cities, and I'm going to start with him. I'm going to increase his intrigue and then have him to start burning through the infiltrations for us. Now, he can also do special abilities, but I'm going to move him into the Kingdom Influence and basically select his special ability. Can be either 150 gold, -3 in this one particular location security, or -1 in all cities. We're going for -1 in all cities. Now, in the meantime, however, as you can see, if we try to infiltrate the vast sewer, it will still take 50 turns due to the complexity. We can, however, infiltrate this village. Now, you'll note, by the way, if I go here, security is now dropped to 6. It's -1 due to him and -1 due to one infiltrated village. So, what we'll do is we're going to increase that. He's going to burn through this so fast. 13 turns, yeah. Here's our infiltrator. What we can do is have him do the primary infiltration at this point, and have, yeah, we're just experimenting at this point. I do not see us coming any close to winning with my current level of skill, but we're going to play around with stuff. All right, and he is currently making this Baroness less likely to want to do help people, which basically means it should be less applied for alliances. Should alliance against dark forces be requested? What are you doing? -3? How? Oh God. Did you? Seriously? We have a bug? Oh God. All right, let's go back to autosave. Hang on a second. I may just skip and move ahead. Right then. All right. So, are you having the same problem here? I don't know. Let's see if this actually works or not. I don't understand. I must have been when I did that special event. Hopefully it won't happen again. But yeah, we'll move forward again. Keeping on the same path. Okay, rekindle, gain 3 profile, lose 5 progress. Let's go with lose 5 progress. It's not that bad. Okay, this is the war happens again, and we will continue forward. Okay, lure the guards to spider, lose 10 challenge, and lose 5 profile. Menace. No concern of ours. That's giant spiders. We can, you know, lure them to the guards and they'll say, oh my God, help me. And they'll be, you know, far. There's the orc horde again. There's the awareness. Okay. Being servant. And they'll be, you know, like, well, a concerned citizen has shown us, has done their duty. And lower our menace. Okay. Well, the dude who just got aware dropped dead of old age. That's good. Okay, that's definitely an old picture, however. Okay, let's summon the, since we're going to try this in again, let's create agent the courier again. Select the city and noble connections. All right, move him to the village and start infiltrating there. Okay, finally, no bug here. Okay, so they basically have done this at the same time. Now, he is the person with the highest lore. 2 lore is not that great. So yeah, the intrigue of 4. Now you notice the security here dropped to 6. It was 8, now it's 6 due to the fact we have that. When he infiltrates that, it'll drop to 5, it'll drop to 4 when he gets so, and we will be bribing guards as a result. There's the Lightbringer, by the way. In case hunting orc upstart. Now the thing is, we could have picked a more martial character or gotten a whole bunch of minions and killed her. But like I said, all that does is going to raise our profile insanely. Now this one, by the way, notice the little gold here means that he has abilities. Now, lore, I think he will probably do first, as we have nobody with high lore, but I also want to do stealthy, which means that he will lose profile slowly over time, which is good. Makes him less vulnerable to being detected by the heroes. All right, so we go lore +1. Now that means that we can do what's called a well of shadows. That means that we can create a giant well of shadow that will start spreading shadow. And when we start doing that, by the way, the moment we start doing that, everybody starts to freak out about the evil shadows that are trying to take over. World Panic's already at 5 due to her wandering around screaming about Scott, the dark gods are returning. So the question is, what do we want to do from here? Now, I'm thinking what I really want to do is shadow this place. But yeah, you know, we've been here the whole time. Well of Shadows requires a 10% enshadowment to do so. The only place with shadow right now is where he's been standing because he's been here for 21 turns. And remember that dying of the light increases his chance of it, increases the shadow around the area by 1%. So we can just pop in and do this. Silent assassin. Oh, no, wait, no, we can do silent assassinate, but that's not what we're going to do. Subtle thievery is also a good choice if we just want our cash. And also keep an eye on the profile and menace game. For example, if I do subtle thievery as opposed to rob treasury, which is 12 and 12 profile and menace game, we have 3 and 5 for this, which is, you know, much simpler to do. It also takes a little longer, I think. Nope, progress required now. Oh, we can only get 35 gold, while we can take the entire We can take the entire treasury if we do it this way, but we're just going to look for a little cash. I'm probably going to do the same for him. Changing slightly what I did before about the Gospels here. Just so we have, some starting cash. Okay. You Lightbringers. Yep, we'll steal from the Baron, take their cash. Okay, go to. All right. At the same time, we will begin. I guess this time will be our Well of Shadows. I would like to enshadow a city here, but of course we need full infiltration for that, and we have yet to be able to do that. But from here, we can at least start getting shadow spreading. So let's get him started with Well of challenges. Dude. All right, there you are. There's Well of Shadows. Okay, you do some stealage. Cleopatra there. All right. So let's get the mask off. So now, let's start with the Gospel of Envy. Let's see how that works. Why we have our other agent in motion. New human colony. Yeah, remember, if they establish new colonies in repair damage, we lose points for victory. Not that we actually have any right now. Okay, outpost funded. Okay, the first shadow takes hold, the world becomes darker. As you expand your shadow, nobles and heroes will become obscured by darkness and lose the ability to defend themselves, /*Brianly. Good. Good. Here it is again. Progress. Let's do that. You're just starting out. We can lose that by laying low. And you are how close to being done? It should be done now. There we go. Dismiss. All right, so again, what we can do with him is sell thievery and get him some starting cash too. All right, supplicants found guards are our first agent can take their time, or they can gain profile. It's employee discretion. Let's take some cash. Baroness, dismiss. Now, security here is now 5. I can lower it to 3, and then 2 with him, which would make it possibly bearable. Okay, let's try this then. Bribe guards, that will decrease security for 2, and we'll see how far we can get with them, because we want to start in-shadowing this place. Now, at the same time, you'll notice that it's getting a little crowded around here. Reduce tensions, yeah. Drive back shadow. The Lightbringer has already noticed the shadow here and is attempting to drive it back, which means the Well of Shadows could get cleansed from the start, which is kind of annoying, but yeah. Okay, regards, your yeah, we can actually lose menace. And that's good. All right, bribe guards, dismiss. Old age. All right, so let's go to the courtier. When they have color in the picture, it means that they're no longer. Yep, 25 turns is okay. We can possibly get into here and shadow it relatively quickly. All right, so and we will do that. All right, die of old age. Well, these people are. That's obviously not a Generian one. Okay, but Dangerous in the Dark, by the way, is really cool power, which I might actually use because this one's trying to purify my Well of Shadows. But that power, see, something who's in the dark, stalking those and make the mistake of venturing the blackness. That or the dark itself sleeps unnatural life and takes the form of its own to strike intruders. Increases the danger of all quests and neutral challenges in this location by 7, which means that neutral challenges like, say, Stubble Thiever, no, which are the gray ones. Let's see. Yeah, Fuel the Fire, for example. The gray ones, rest and resupply, are dangerous for us too, so we will not be doing those here, but we will by doing, it got to be over 50%. Damn, I forgot about that part. Anyways, we're not there yet, unfortunately. We only have 38% here, 4% here, and how's your gospel coming? 7 to go there. So yeah, waiting game a bit. Okay, dismiss. Okay, so while that's happening, what we need to do, I think, is we need, since he's we need to go here and we need to lay low. The great thing about the supplicant with Dying of the Light is that if I lay low in a place, I'm increasing the shadow by 1% of wherever I am. They're going to continue doing this and probably get a nasty surprise when they're done. If it gets up to 6, so I don't see that happening. I mean, the best I can probably hope for is 2 turns remaining. I can use power to cloud senses, which loses 10 progress, which brings it up to 5. I don't think it'll be enough, but it's worth a shot for the experimentation we're doing now. Okay, the wards against shadow defending the spread of shadow into the castle. The wards will slow the shadow, making both normal Well of Shadow and telling stop it when the ward is at 100% strength. Rules will create wards when they're aware and see shadow nearby where panic was enough, or if their personality has aversion to shadow as a concept. Right, we're seeing a lot of that. It's their first basic defense. You're also going to notice, by the way, is that if she spends too long in the shadow, she will end up being shadowed herself, and if the hero's getting shadowed to 100%, we can corrupt them, which is cool, but I don't see. Yep, the people are starting to notice that we've been doing stuff. Okay, there we go. Okay, it's driven back to Shadow. And the leader got killed. This is now 22%. Basically, she didn't immediately get rid of all of it. What she did is she pushed it back a little bit. Okay, 6%. You notice it's starting to move at this point because we have it just pouring in. One of the best ways to think about Shadow is it's water, and every time we infiltrate a place, we're removing all of the blocks for the water to flow in. But yeah, okay. So yeah, the Baroness. This Baroness, yeah, hopefully we'll get her to the point where she starts becoming nastier. But how far we got to go on that? Turn left, boom. Okay. Reach envy, others have none. Why should be allowed to be? How can it be deserving? Envy festers. Okay, so basically, yeah, I'm thinking that we're going to use him to just cause all sorts of chaos in the any place we've infiltrated, to make them all completely obnoxious individuals. Again, I'm not trying to win here. I'm just experimenting with how we can do things. Like, I'm concentrating more on the shadowing this time around rather than Wells, which had limited success in keeping the heroes distracted. Now I'm going to see if I concentrate, because in Shadow puts 100% shadow in one place, what happens. But in the meantime, let's, if possible, reach the Gospel of Envy to... Who's this? The Baroness? Dislikes disease and madness. Well, I can change your mind about that. All right, let's... Violence. Violence first. Okay, violence first. We're going to make you all envious and violent, and we're going to see what happens. I'm going to see if we can break out between here. Okay. So we're going to lore again, so that gives us the ability to move faster since it's a lore-based one, so I'm going to take 10 turns instead of 15. Okay, so profile, but not their minimum. Okay, so yeah, to reduce minutes by 5. That's actually worthwhile, and we can just simply heal ourselves afterwards, hopefully. Just remember to rest and resupply while we're here, and not to entrap this place. Okay, so more wards. Okay, the Daughterhood. The Daughterhood cult exists for centuries, their sect weaving through human religious texts and developments. Often their symbols we found a small part of a much larger temple as a concession to the dominant religion of the faith of the Daughterhood. The preaching unnerves the listeners. They teach the Creator hates creation, correct, and the humanity's very existence is a sin, correct. A sin that will be one day undone. Despite their blasphemous doctrine, they are tolerated and sought out for the uncanny ability to foresee the future. Their guidance allows crops to be gathered before the storm, villages evacuated before the flood. However, the seeing daughter of Abi Ikatari, Gate, has started screeching and terror raving the end has come, that her time is ranking high. If you say see clearer than most, then nothing happens. If you say call her to serve, she will wait in the alley of Ikatai for an agent to arrive. When they do, they recruit her minion to summon the powerful first daughter. Okay, there she is. Look under modifiers, you'll see the daughter Seer. When you come over and grab her, you can start a whole chain of events in which you bring forth a minor demigod of destruction called the first daughter. And if we get that far, we won't in this particular episode, but if we get that far, then we'll go over what that entails. In the meantime, we recognize keep her in our back pocket because we've got other stuff going on. Okay, we have agents, still only don't have our 4th agent accessible. And the first person to be free, well, will probably be you when we get you down to 8 minutes. We don't want to be noticed. It's bad. Okay, this Baron figures out something's going on. Okay, we also infiltrated them sewers. Now, the great thing about doing that, by the way, is we can, if we really wanted to, we could start a plague. Now, obviously, just starting a plague on random is kind of fun, but you realize that the menace gain on that is going to be insane, okay? And we keep having to increase it and let it spread across the thing if we really want to. Right now, however, you should have lost health. Apparently, that's bugged, but yeah, you're currently in health, and the Supplicant... Yeah, we're all full hit points. Should have lost health on that random encounter. Oh well. But what we can do now is infiltrate the city palace in 19 turns. That will then give us the ability to enshadow this place. Okay. And the next person to be done is you. You're done with your Gospel of Violence. Why not do the Gospel? Why not throw in the Gospel of Envy too and make this completely terrible people? All right, go for it. Like I said, we're just experimenting. Okay, intrigue is definitely shooting up, so I can do things faster. The horde's making a name for itself. More wards. Lay low. Dismiss. Okay. The queen, the baron. Yeah, they're all aware. we've been doing shit, so we've got noticed. All right, so yeah. So what we can do here is we can decide how we're going to take this. 36 in Shadow, 19, 5, 31, 14. Yeah, you can see it's starting to spread, which is why people are going to notice something's wrong. Now, what we can do, if we want, is we can throw in another well shadow here or here. I think, yeah, there's 10. No, we need 10% at least to do so. We could do it here. Just start pouring in like crazy. There's other things we can do, but honestly, right now, I may just buy a sellsword to protect ourselves. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff we can do. Fund colonialism. Wow, they added that one recently. Requires either a nation under control or a menace less than 10. Oh my god. You can create an outpost if you really want to start building, expanding our nest. Now, dangerous knowledge is interesting. If we choose not to go after magic and they start doing so, we can cause sanity damage to mages who study it. Now, of course, if I drop it here, then what happens if I want to choose magic later, then I'm this. And since we've taken over the library, it's perfectly possible for my character to take some arcane secrets and start learning magic. Actually tempting, since I can combine that with the courier's ability to steal personal items if I do blood. All right, let's do it. I am, like I said, we're not doing this one to be hardcore. We're doing this one to security here anyways. Wow, it's 1. We completely annihilated this place's internal security. But yeah, anyways, let's move forward. Okay. They're donating cash. There's wards. There's go to the cathedral. Yeah, that's because it's pouring in from the Elder Tomb, which is 100%. It's just like, where did this all come from? Where did this shadow come from? I don't understand. I could go over there and accelerate the process if I wanted to, but again, we're just experimenting. Okay, like I said, there's probably going to be a war over there relatively soon. Okay, you have 9 turns left, 4 turns left, 9 turns left. Okay, let's get to the... Alright, Gospel of Envy is finished. Okay, gain 5 progress, lose 1 power. Not a problem, I'm not using a lot of power right now. Basically, that one is when you go, well, show us you have power and we'll help you. Poof. Cool. We'll help you. Basically, you tempt foolish people into betraying their ethics. Okay, another possibility is, what's security here? 4. Convent. Yeah, we can start moving into this zone here. Now, this is going to be like a break, but you notice that the ward goes down 22% every turn. Now, we can take him and we can start moving infiltration, but if you'll notice, the level 4 security is a pain, so best bet again, of course, is to run over the Abbey and do that one, or the castle itself. Start breaking it down. Now, over here, the Witch's Coven has some interesting effects. Now, it has the ability to Enshadow, which means I have 100%. Now, that makes sense, actually. So what I can do, since I have a high enough lore for this guy, is we can pop over to the Coven, and we can create a giant well of 100% shadow to start pouring down everywhere, which would be kind of nice. Okay, Spirit's Shadow. This is a big one. Creates a shadow agent by tearing apart the shadow of a hero. The shadow can be controlled by the agent, but loses hit point every time it's not near its parent, or in adjacent, same location adjacent, or in a location with 50% shadow, which basically I use as a free agent, but we'll get to that in a bit. Okay, we reach there. The first thing we do is infiltrate the Coven, which will only take 17 turns. Okay. And let's see, what is everybody else doing? And we have a 4th agent slot now open. Now, who do we want to have come in? Now, if I'm looking out here at the orcs, I've thought in the past about trying to work with them, with the Baron, to make them huge. But I'm just looking at this and going, guys, do you know how long it will take me to freaking get you into being a superpower? Because you're going to start off with a defense of 4 here, and actually, there's the horde there. Now, to do so, by the way, I require there to be an orc upstart. So I could wait until an orc upstarts to throw in the Baroness, because she's the most martial character, and have her just take over the orcs and try to make something out of them. I mean, I think these guys are pretty much dead. Yeah. Well, actually, no. Wait a minute. 17 horde here. Did the upstart? Yeah, I could take over this place, but it's already at war with the kingdom, and I don't see it actually doing a lot. The kingdom is 93. I mean, even if I attack the Covent here, which is the only real place I could attack and destroy, it's still kind of iffy about how I'd be able to pull it off. It is an interesting concept, though. We could theoretically go over here, take the Baron, kill the upstart, take over the zone, make a huge fortress here, but to increase the menace, and everybody attacks it. If I was going to do something with her, I would definitely have to do it over here. And also, I have not checked this before. Where are the Deep One cults? Are there any Deep One cults? There's a question for you. Deep One cult? Wow. What is a Deep One cult, by the way? Okay. Deep 1 cult, menace 27, profile 11. Menace and profile over time is increased by this and nearby settlements being non-in-shadowed and non-infiltrated. Currently increases to 0.6. So here, 300%, the era is transformed to a Deep 1 sanctum. Basically, Shadows over Inns method. That's kind of an interesting concept. If I start infiltrating these zones, by the way, that means I can create a Deep 1 cult here, and I have not actually done that. So, you know what? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a 4th agent as another Hierophant. Then have him start infiltrating this place, just for funds. Conceal Deep Ones, reduces profile by 25. Power, increases the rate of growth by 3% for 50 turns at the cost of 1 power. This is interesting. With human appearance, reduces the menace by 25. Yeah, I really want to see what I can play with here, but first thing we do, we infiltrate. Well, first we could conceal. That would reduce their menace to what again? Modifiers. Their menace is at 27, which is high. I could bring it down. And, you know, I'm kind of thinking, yeah, let's play. Conceal the Deep Ones. All right. Okay, so Supplicant Spine, 3 profile or 5 challenge. I'm okay with seeing a little extra time. But yeah, it's going up. Yeah, we'll just keep... I should have started over here. Oh, well. Oh, well. You live and learn. I should have just put a little bit further, but you know, sometimes you get a little crazy. 5, 5, yeah. All right. Soon. And boom. All right, infiltrate palace. Dismiss. Okay, conceal Deep Ones. Oh god, I gotta see this. All right, so modifiers on the Deep Ones is the amended profile 0. Nobody knows they're there. Great. Now, what else we can do, so we can help these guys along, is we can, of course, give them human appearance, reduce their menace, so nobody sees them. Excellent. Here, I'm going to help you guys look a little more human. You get a bonus. Intrigue or stealthy? Definitely stealthy. He's becoming quite useful. We do not want to lose him. Now we can rob the treasury, which should basically give us all the gold. And profile. No, we're going to do first. We're going to lay it low. And gotten a little high in the profile there. But simultaneously, 2 turns later. Okay. Record. Where are you? Yeah, that would allow us. We get next agent. The Baron Kness can come over here and start trying to take over the orcs again, just for amusement factor. I don't see them being an actual help, really. What are you doing? How much longer? 9. You have challenge really low. You are 1, and oh, good. We finally got him. I believe it's this guy right here. Yep. He's falling to shadow. Once right now, he's, you know, not gonna do much to fight us because we've been sucking up his place, all the shadow in his place. And we've pretty much infiltrated his entire capital city. So we're cool there. Let's see, what do you got? 1 more. All right. Dismiss. Now what we can do is we study blood. Oh god. Which one are you? Reduce your menace by 5. We lose half our hit points, but people wouldn't think that we're a bad person. Besides, yeah, there we are, right there. You will have to lay low, have to heal in a city after this, but hopefully it won't be an issue. There we are, you. But first things first, let's in shadow. That's going to increase our profile menace a bit, but after that we should study blood. We can study blood anywhere, really. Okay, so that will bring us to 100%. We can actually speed this up if we choose to do so, or we can stealthy, and I'm going to do stealthy simply because it's going to make it easier to keep this character alive. And dismiss. What are you doing again? Yeah, lay low. Almost done with that. All right. They can purify. They're purifying the other people the shadow we're infecting them with. Okay. So we have this, and do we want to rob the treasury? We don't have any cash, really any cash, so yeah, let's do that. To prepare, lose 10 progress at 30% death. Yeah, I'm kind of okay with that. No, let's just avoid them. All right, so to you and shadow. Also doing the same here. We're going to start infecting the place seriously, hopefully. Shadow, go to. All right, so with this bit, let's put this back on normal. Yeah, this place now has 100% shadow. So this means this guy's going to fall fast. And this is a capital, so again, and also don't forget, we are just having that shadow flow everywhere, including into the face of heroes. No, wait, no, you're not got anything yet. Oh, that's interesting. Anyways, now I have to decide what we're going to do next. Probably don't want to mess with the Lightbringer. Okay, so yeah. Lightbringer is following the trail of shadow we're leaving behind, by the way. Kind of how they know what's going on. But let's see. What do we want to do next? We could start with the city here. Now, doing so here, we could get to the docks or the market and start moving towards light spilling in that direction. But you'll notice, by the way, it's kind of not a thing here. Alright, so if I do here, it's not going anywhere because of the wards here. Now, actually, in shadowing... couldn't shadow this city. That moves towards these points, and it becomes affected, and this comes down here. What's this security for? One of the best we can probably do is start tackling the areas around it. Move towards moving security, and then move in. Oh, good. We'll take all the cash. Okay, apparently we got noticed when we did that. We should probably... Oh, dear God, what's this? Oh, the shadow. Massive shadow, that's what it is. 48, 47. I'm almost ready to do that. You need to leave, because the Lightbringer's on your ass at the moment. Okay, so, yeah, let's go to this city. We have to get out of the range. We'll be 2 away, because it takes 20 profile to do so. We can lay low in the city here. Alright, so... Geomancy or attack directly from the ritual. Okay, go to. We got a problem here. She's going to try to save this guy and remove the shadow from the zone. Now, the thing is that if we allow that... Now, one of the things we can do right now, since we have 5 power, I can hit this guy with a shadow right here. Run the shadow. Let's see, if you're -3. What the heck is yours? You're -2. You're -3. Let's go with this guy, I guess. Not to attack himself, he's guarding the Lightbringer. So that'd be interesting, actually. But no, the problem is the shadow wouldn't have a knight, so it wouldn't be able to do damage, unfortunately, because knights are rough to fight with. So yeah, the Lightbringer is probably not going to be doing a lot here. And if she undoes the shadowing, that's a problem. Why the well continues to function. Giving the driving back shadow thing, since we've got that in shadow, let's try just continuing to make their life unpleasant. Let's infiltrate the fortress for now. You lay low. Only thing you can do right now. At the entire treasury. But we could locate... We don't have a lot of 50% shadow places, unfortunately. Yeah, this is starting to shadow away your presence. Everybody else is just... Okay. We're losing people to shadow, which is good for us. You and the dude, on the other hand, what are you looking at for the deep one called? It's just increasing. We can get it 300% by infiltrating all these places. But this place right here, this guy dude right here, decimate deep ones. Ooh, there's a problem. See, it's probably the specialist deep ones gain 3 progress. In 4 turns, he's going to decrease the numbers significant. In which case, we can just start going over there. Which means we'll see what happens, how far it brings it down. Okay, go to. Alright, so we've shadowed this, which basically means that it's going to pour into the Abbey and everybody else down here at the same time. We should probably move into infiltrating the holy site. See if we can get that desecrated rather quickly. Alright, infamous or stealthy. Infamous, by the way, you kill by a hero's agent reduces the menace and profile of all other agents with lesson. Okay. Cancel. What we can do is check out their profile. Yeah, this guy, we could sacrifice this guy since we got a recruitment point in reserve here. And we get one every 45 turns, probably another one soon. We could probably just sacrifice him by essentially burning him out and then letting the heroes kill him. So let's do that. Infamous. Alright. He's basically considered the leader of the bad guys at this point, even though I'm the leader of the bad guys. Alright, lead the guards to the spiders. No concern. Okay. Profile, go to, let's see what you've got. 15, yeah, let's just take the extra 5 turns. Alright. Established. Alchemist, deceive the fools. Yes, definitely. Raise shadow by 50%. Basically, a whole bunch of idiots with magic tried to pull a fast one on us, and we just said, nah, we're just going to tell you how to make the world a worse place. Ooh, the wards are high, but at least they're declining a bit. See that over here. What are you doing? Mediator. Profile 68, minutes 0. What are you, anyways? 4115. Good. I can't dupe him because of all this here. He's there to kill the Hierophant. We're probably pretty set. Alright, so. Okay, redeeming nature's sovereign. Unfortunately, we couldn't stop them. So, he's basically back down to 0. But you notice this guy right here with 60%, that if something were to happen to the king, that would be put the shadowed person in. They also removed the enshadowment, which sucks. I mean, it'll pour back in from here and here, but a lot of our work just got undone. So again, yeah, this isn't a winning strategy I'm pursuing here. We're just looking at things that can be done. Again, this is going to be probably a Let's Try series as we continue. World Panic's only 21%, we're at victory at 2%. So yeah, we're not doing well. They know they're onto us, and they're being efficient about it. Alright, so yeah. Really was hoping to be able to get this. Deep One Cult's back to 28.2. Menace of the cult is 39. Profile is 8. Let's reduce the menace. If we keep reducing the menace, hopefully that means that we will. Yeah, there we go. Human appearance. Inside the twisted mutate, their flesh behind their skin adapting to the lives they will soon lead, but outside their skin remains. Their flesh feels cold and hard. Their mouths are filled with needles like teeth never blink. But from a distance, the untransformed Deep Ones can be disguised as humans. Okay, +1 power since we're breaking the seals. Alright, so let's actually infiltrate the community like we should have been doing earlier. Okay. Yeah, the Hierophant, 3 profile or 5 progress. Since we're sacrificing, we'll do 3 profile. Oh, 20% shadows. Falling to shadow, and he does the pollutes the soul of the king, corrupting the association, and sin of darkness, spreading the souls. Okay. So yeah, the good guys are doing well against us. Go to. Right. Basically been kind of noisy about what we're doing. But here, the security is at 3, which means I can probably use the bribe guard scenario to infiltrate this area a lot faster and shadow it. If you really wanted to. Like, for example, we got a problem here, so the enshadowment is pouring in, it's doing it very slowly. I am actually considering murdering the king to get the enshadowed person into place, which means that I will probably have to sacrifice you to do so, but since you're let's infiltrate the site. You, my friend, bribe the guards. Infiltrate forces, dismiss, just a moment. Dismiss. Then we will infiltrate the mass sewers. Let's make hell, if I can't get do anything good here, I'll at least start a plague. Wards against light don't work against a plague. There you go. Alright, so okay, the supplicant is now going to no, not the supplicant. Ooh, good thing you missed her. I'll drive back the shadow. There you go. Sigh. You are at what again? 7%. You're at 7%. Really need to decide what we're doing at this point. Okay, the Covenant. We could infiltrate here and start moving the shadow faster from down here. See, it's starting to slowly spread into place. So yeah, let's study blood. I'm just curious what happens if you do so. Okay, you're starting to put the shadow, mediator, Paris Valenta. Basically, the family connections are a new thing they added where one thing happens to one person, it can affect another. So the mediator here, this mediator has now gotten 30% shadow, which means we're slowly corrupting him to our side, but way too slow. Alright, a died old age. The mediator has been falling. Go to. Okay, who are you? You are. Tell me, can you be of use to me? You're not super good, but you know, you've got enough to be non-problematic. Now, combat banditry, might 4. Again, you guys are like all over the place, and you're guarding, which is great. Yeah, there's no way we're going to be attacking them. Here, it's finished infiltrating. This. Okay. Holy Sight. Got basically corrupt those guys. Alright, so that's going to move the infiltration to 50%. Now, infiltrating the catacombs. Focal point of death. All death and no locations will be absorbed into the underground tombs used by mages skilled in the art of necromancy. Maculations 200%. Now, if you actually look at the modifiers for. Ooh, we haven't been killing enough people. Man, we are just really bad at being evil. Alright, so... What else have we got? I mean, yeah, this wasn't moving nearly as quickly as I hoped it would. But we've got this in place. The city's at 13% because we're just chilling here. Yeah, since security, we could, yeah, just use you while we're doing guards at the same time in order to be able to inflate the market, which makes sense, actually. Meantime, you, yeah, since it's only at 2%, you're at 60%. Let's go kill the noble, see how that works out for us, huh? Alright, go to, and deceive the fools, raise shadow. I believe that's the other dude. We're going to do a silence assassination and place the now shadowed heir into a place of power. Okay, more wards. Of course there's more wards. More wards. Yeah. Yeah. The thing is, right now, the Lightbringer's just kicking our ass when it comes to this. She's managed to bring back some of the enshadowment. Yeah, you're at 40% shadow. You're at 18%. Hopefully we can shadow this relatively soon. But you can see the Lightbringer is kind of on our trail, trying to just neutralize what we're doing. Now, I'm thinking about in the future doing one person to make so much noise that the Lightbringer goes after them, and then doing other stuff otherwhere. Again, it's a really good game. It's going to be kind of tough for me to get the ins and outs of it. Tower 6/6. What we could do, I've been kind of neglecting doing this, is to just drop Eyes in the Shadow to start infiltrating these places for the shadow to come through. Okay, like for example, the security, by the way, got dropped down to 4. If you do these 3, the security will drop down to 2, and we can start working on the city of Rions. Basically, we're also preventing the Lightbringer from running around and making other people aware, because we put her on the defensive as we're attacking her own city. So, anyways, we'll use power. Ice in the Shadow. Let's see, let's get the convent. There you go. I'll have to come in and get the holy site there too. But yeah, we're like slowly building up the connections here. And like I said, the Lightbringer is on the defensive. She's not running around alerting people because we've managed to make it uncomfortable for her in her own backyard. All the heroes are starting to congregate. What the hell is this group doing here? Apparently they're just chilling. Nothing going wrong here. But we'll change that in the future probably. Anyways, so yeah, this area right here is slowly enshadowing it again. Let's see what else we've got. All right, you are, like I said, infiltrating this zone. And when you get that done, we'll do the other places too and start, you know, creating deep ones, hopefully. Come on, 42%. And what do we have? Hang on. Grow Menace is 33, profile is 17. We're going to have to keep helping these guys grow, as well as infiltrating all these other zones. And do we have any shadow here? Yeah, and shadow is 50%. Oh yeah, because of that special maneuver, special event that occurred. Let's see, who's got the next thing happening? 9, 17, 2. Yeah, you must be fun. It must be fun for you, dude, doing the sewers. Shadow spread at a faster rate, infiltrated locations. Dismiss. Okay, hatred for shadow. Okay, now what we can do with him is we've got infiltration. We can steal ruler's items. We can cause shit to just go wrong. Now, one of the things I'd like to do is steal the ruler's... Oh, what are we at? Profile 8. Bring us to 3 and 10, so menace 30, profile 1. We're going to steal a ruler, and we're going to set it up to put them at possible war with another country. Because why not? I can steal a hero's item, by the way. One of the heroes here and cause them to have a crisis as well. I don't think I can get the Lightbringer, so you have to be in human settlement entry above 0, which is home to at least one hero at their home location. Basically, who would be doing? Your home location is the city of Priez. That's where we are. Basically, we could set this guy up, Mediator Oterkont, to get into a dislike of their own ruler, which, you know, is really, I suppose we, you know, set that up, but what we need, which, you know, which is bad for that one guy, but I'm not sure we can do much better with it. We can also poison someone, which, of course, you know, will cause them to be weakened for 25, would disrupt them for 5 turns and weaken for 25 turns. Okay, so we can also just start spending our cash. +1 defense, the basic shield, forgettable ring, -5 profile. That actually makes sense. And healing potion, recruit vermin. Oh yeah, we can also recruit vermin as attack rats. They're not really that great. They have 1 attack, 1 defense, and 1 hit point. So yeah. Also, I think we can get 3 rats if we really want to as our strike force, which I don't think is going to do that well against knights. But let's see what else we can do. Well of shadows, feel the fire. Definitely take 5 turns to pull off. The thing is, we can disrupt him, but the problem being, of course, is what are we going to do with it? Also, we can trade with the supplicant, because if I really check, he hasn't got much for cash, and you do. In case you get it, well, you know, supplicant's probably going to last a bit longer. So, what we want to do, whoops, is save up the cash. We need to spend it for other things, but you can actually just get, yeah, let's do that. Basically, break it in half. So it's not, you know, one of us dies, the other one has some stuff. So what else can we do at this point? The assassination should be coming on relatively quickly. The 14% of the wards are kicking the Shadow's butt right here. But while that's going on, which is 100%, infiltration 50%. You can do the Abbey if you really want to. Got that one, 50%, 50%. Yeah. We are going to try to do this. We're going to need him to infiltrate. We need him to stay here. So what he should do is lay low. All right. Rigging. Okay. Miss. Oh, good. Good. More people falling shadow, which is good. And more people getting like a supplicant, lose 1 power, or just 10 progress, lose 1 power. Gains just like a shadow, gains 24 shadows and loses 3 sanity points. Yeah, this is... We're messing with people's personal lives, but I don't think we're going to take over the world. Okay, the Hierophants. You know, we could just lose the Menace. And go to... Yes, you and your... deep ones. Me too. The problem is, yeah, you're doing eradication, aren't you? While you're doing that, if I recall... Modifiers... Yeah, motivation is 131%. This tells you who want to kill you, but the courtier is 73%, and the supplicant. Supplicant is 62%, 73%, 90%, and 131%. Now, losing one of these guys is not going to be a major thing. We can just remake them, and we can decide what we're going to do with him as well. Now, the thing is, can we preach? We could preach some stuff here, but conceal ones is intrigue, power ones is intrigue, appearance is lore +1. So yeah. What we can do is, if we really want to play with this, it just increases intrigue a bit. Then, what we can do is conceal the deep ones by rolling profile. Or, we can just simply go right to the castles, because if it's said before, if you recall, that it's, once you infiltrate the areas around it, it's actually easier to, for them to avoid. We'll just keep infiltrating places. Maybe we'll set up in shadow here at some point in the future, but yeah, like I said, we're not making super progress at the moment. You're doing infiltration in the market. You have 1 turn left, and yeah, let's just move on to that. Okay, dismiss. This area, however, is also becoming shadowed as hell because this guy is producing it. Okay, we also could study blood. That'd be kind of funny. We'd be sitting here for 14 turns, soaking it in shadow. Could do that over here as well. Yeah, it's increasing. Okay, what are you doing? You're trying to reduce shadow, aren't you? Yep. You're driving back shadow until only 38%. That should be doable. You, my friend, are laying low. Can you infiltrate the city palace? 13 turns. Not bad. We can move to the shadow that way. Okay. Let's go. Okay, more wards. Go to you, my friend. Has to stay here. But what you can do, since we got security at 0, good. Security's at 0. We don't need to. We could need him here just to do so. But what we can do is we can -5 profile. By that, we'll take the ring. Goes from done. Dismiss. Oh, yeah, but it doesn't actually seem to have helped. Perhaps we can trade it with the supplicant. Done. Okay, and the supplicant is now reduced to 27. 4 profile, which means he's not visible, which is good. As he's infiltrating the city's palace. Now we have to decide what we're doing here. Are we going to steal the ruler? I'm just going to steal a ruler's item for funds. Okay, more wards. She's losing the will to resist our will, basically. Yeah, she's starting to go. We need more shadow desperately. Probably shouldn't have been kidding around with the deep ones, but I just wanted to see how they worked. Alright, so Dismiss. Rewards. Okay. Yeah. And again, unmistakably belonging to Duchess, Eminence, and Matrons. Nothing by itself, it can be used for various rituals, which means I can, by the way, if I wanted to. Let's see if we can. A lot of people dropping dead of old age. Wow, old age is doing better than we are. We can cause a scandal. Now, we can cause a scandal by giving it to one of the heroes. We'd be one hero, 0 secret content. But we can also just start a war. We need an infiltrated city partially to do so. Do we have anything? Oh, what we can do is drop 2 points of power. And we can cause these guys to have a fight with these guys. Alright, so we'll use power to Eyes in the Shadow, infiltrate that, and then you, my friend, will go there and start a scandal. Just because we can. Oh god, they keep doing this over and over again. Aha, Dismiss, you're now dead, you killed your brother. Dismiss, but what that means... Straight forces, yeah, we got... Busy week. Okay, 3 guys are done here. Okay, so yeah, what we've done with him is we've assassinated the leader, as you remember. I'm going to be putting his much more enshadowed sibling here. Now, you, on the other hand, really hate us, so we should probably leave. Let's see, where should we go? 59, 59, 59, 51. I could do that, actually. So what we can do is when we get to 5 power, I'll create a shadow. Since we have 50% shadow on those locations, it will survive. 39%. Yeah, what do we do with you? I say, if you're going to continue this ridiculous experiment, we might as well just do it. Yeah, this guy is going... Ooh. Where are we at for the, I'm curious. Keep 1 to 3. Yeah, they keep bringing it back down again. It's like they mess it up, and, you know, what the heck? Let's just go there. You, my friend? My friend? Go here. Nothing else will start infiltrating the place. You... Alright, so what you need to do is cause a scandal. And you need to... Let's see, you have 2 infiltration. No. They're going to try infiltrating here. You move to here. What's the security like? Do you 25 turns into that, actually? Infiltrate the docks. And after that point, we can possibly start sending people mad, which I like to do, by the way. God. People are just becoming too efficient. Profile by 5. Alright, so we'll also heal them as well. And to resupply. Yeah, you're just... Yeah, we're all just going crazy moving back shadow here. Where this place is still flowing. Shadow must flow. Anyways, so yeah, I've really shut over my actual time. But this is kind of how the game is going here. Like, we're turn 140, 50. We're at 7% victory. I don't see things going well. Next time, I might just brute force it. As you can see here, just the shadow dripping down from the Elder Tomb can be pretty effective. I can do things like absorb the Primal Avant. I could concentrate more on the orcs. As you see, they're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And yeah, there's all this other stuff I haven't tried, like driving people mad, like starting a plague. So if you're interested in seeing me play a little more with this game, let me know. Again, it's not going to be a full Let's Play because the game is not out in final form, but we can. I will also, of course, put it up for vote for additional episodes from the supporters. Which, if you are a supporter, and you want to support down, links down below in the description lead to the game. My Gumroad payment platform, which I use instead of Patreon for reasons I've gone into before, will not expand upon at this point. You can become a supporter, gain access to additional material, unlock additional episodes like this one, and vote for what those episodes will be. Of course, you can also subscribe. It's always awesome. And you can vote on what the next series will be when we finish Control in about 2-3 weeks. And it'll be 1 vote for every supporter, additional votes for... 1 vote for every subscriber, additional votes for supporters. And, of course... excuse me. You can check out the Control series, which is currently ending, and of course, my other Lovecraftian long, very difficult and very long strategy game called The Simulator on Saturdays. Anyways, in this case, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to save the game here. Like I said, if you want to see me struggle forward and lose, which I think we're doing right now, we can do this one, or we can start over with a whole new set of tactics. Let me know. I'll see you next time. Bye.